Hi, I'm Frank. I'm here with a Tesla Model Y, and we're going to be installing a radar detector. Now, I'm generally an Escort fan, but recently I think that the Uniden R8 is about the best radar detector on the market currently. So that's what I'm going to be installing. So here is my radar detector, the Uniden R8. Which I hope I'm going to be real happy with. Like I said, I'm typically an Escort fan, but this has gotten such good reviews and seems to be currently a better detector than the current Escort models, that I'm going to use this. And when looking for a location, some people will mount the detector here under the mirror with a mirror mount, and others down here. Now, if you mount it up high, then there's a couple of negatives with that. First is the wire is run along underneath here, that's easy. Down the A-pillar, that's easy. And then down in here, there is a wiring harness, a bundle. Teslas do not have fuse boxes, so you can't use a tap into the fuse box. You have to go into their wiring harness and find a switched cable, switched wire, and then just use a tap into that. Now, this is a leased car. I'm not interested in doing that because when you tap into the wiring harness, basically you're splicing into that wire. And one, I think it would be a violation of my lease agreement. And two, if I did something wrong in there, I'm sure that the warranty on the car would not replace a wiring harness. So even though that's pretty easy and pretty reliable to do, I think I'm going to go with a different route. Now, one of the other disadvantages of up high is, I'm right here. This is at eye level, and you can see my vision out the front, which is pretty good. Now, if I put the radar detector here, I am blocking a little bit of my vision. Probably not a lot, but a little bit. Now, if you see along here, you see where the dash is. If I put a radar detector here, then I'm not blocking any of my outside view. So this is going to be the area that I put the radar detector. Now I'm going to run a wire down there along inside here, and then in this glove box what we have is a 12-volt outlet, and I'm going to plug it in here. It's going to be switched. The cable is going to run through here. So let's see what you're going to need. So in addition to my radar detector, I have a magnetic car mount that you'll see, a pen and pencil, tape measure, some paper painter's tape, a level, a plastic trim tool. This is an adapter for the socket, cable, and some Torx wrenches. And I brought the seat all the way back. We're going to open this here, and I'm going to take a trim tool and pop this. It's just on with some clips, which you'll see that go into here. They'll just snap in and snap out. I don't need to remove much more than this, so that's all I'm going to do right now. Then I'm going to take these 3 screws out that will loosen this support. This is a Torx 20. So we're just going to come in here and unscrew these 3 screws. Now with those 3 removed, this is now flexible enough that I can get in here. And I'm going to run my wire under here and over here. The cable that I have, one end is going to be a jack that fits into the radar detector, and the other end is a USB that fits into this adapter. So I have this plugged in to the adapter, and now I have my wire. And what I'm going to do with that is we're going to run the wire underneath here, out through this port. These right here are little stops that that your top sort of rests against. So I'm going to run it between here, just like that. And then I'm going to screw this piece back in. Alrighty, and now I'm just going to push these back in. So you can hear it snap in. Now with my trim tool, I'm just going to tuck this wire up underneath this panel, this trim piece. And it goes up underneath there pretty easily. You can see the trim piece. There's the wire. It's tucked all the way up in there, now up to this point. I'm going to have some extra that I'm going to tuck up underneath the this trim piece here. So now I'm just going to start working on the mount area. I like things to be like right in the middle. So I'm going to measure this. This is 14 inches. So 7 is going to be my middle. Now I can look at it as two ways. One, I can put a piece of tape and mark it, or I know that it's halfway in between this little home sign and the E on the profile. Now I did mark it. I have a little mark right there that tells me that that's where the middle is. So now I'm going to get my mount and look at attaching it. So on one end of this mount is the 3M tape that I'm going to stick to the back. And on the top is a magnetic mount. And I'll show you after that there's a ring that will attach to the radar detector itself. So the radar detector will be held there magnetically. So I'm going to position this. I want the radar detector to be sort of flush with the top. I have a little bit of leeway in terms of how I mount this with the height, because this can go up, or down, as well as this button here can shift things up and down as well. Now I have this up. I'm going to have this up a little bit because I want to be able to go through here and tie wrap the wire. The wire is going to be coming up there, and I want everything to be nice and firm, not slopping around. So I'm going to have this enough so that I can go just through here to tie wrap the wire. All right, so now I have the mount right in the middle. When you look at it from the front, that's right in the middle. And it's stuck to the back of the screen. If I need to pull it off, I can pull it off easily. We're not too low that we're touching the bottom, so we're not touching anything there. Now, if by any chance you mess up, this kit does come with an extra mounting pad, and it comes with 2 rings. This is the ring that I'm going to attach to the radar detector, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Now I just have this freely positioned, but that's where I'm going to want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come under here with my pencil, hold it in place, and just mark a little bit on the radar detector where that ring is. So there's my mark. So that's where I want to place the ring. And we're going to take the tape off and just put it right there. Now that the ring is on, I can position it. And once it's where I want, I'm going to come under here and tighten this. So I can check with a level and alter things just a little bit if I need to. So there we go. I'm perfectly level there. So now I'm going to tighten this knob right here. All right, and we have the radar mounted. Here I am at eye level, and you can see that the radar does not obstruct anything in my view. So I like this position. I'm generally looking at the screen, enough anyway that it's all right there. Now we need to get everything else connected. So there I have the radar detector mounted, and it's on. You can see that it's running, so it's powered up the way it's supposed to be. My wire is running here, and now I need to tuck it in here. We have the wires all run. Now I did let the wire come out from here and just outside here. I did not want to pull this whole panel off just to tuck that wire. I can't see it except when I really sort of try to look for it. So it's an easy, minimal installation. Takes about 30 minutes at the most, and you can pull everything out and have the car be stock with no modifications, but yet you have a radar detector that's built in and doesn't have any coily cords running all over the place. So there you have it. Installation of the Uniden R8 radar detector in a Tesla Model Y. Same thing would apply for a Model 3. The installation again is done without any modifications to the car and should be service you very nicely. Be sure to use a plastic trim tool when you're tucking your wires up around the parts of the car. If you decide, I can use a screwdriver, well, the minute you slip and have a problem is the minute that you're going to wish you hadn't done that. So I've had my radar detector now for about 3 weeks, and I can tell you that I do like the position that I placed it very much, and I like the radar detector itself very much. It's a nice high-quality radar detector that I've been very pleased with. The installation, as you can see, is pretty easy and pretty quick. I'll provide all of the links to where you can get the radar detector and any other items that I used in the mounting in the description down below. If you've liked this video, if you found it useful, please consider liking and subscribing, because it does help me in the channel. So I hope you enjoy your Tesla and have happy motoring.